The next day.
Absolutely not.
Hello. So this has been kind of like a little self-care vlog and I am really loving the footage. However, I'm just gonna pop in real quick and let you guys know what I'm reading and what I have been reading. I intend on doing a whole like June wrap up, but we got a hurricane and I reread the first few volumes of Maid, and then I went in and jumped into volumes 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. So I read 8 volumes while we had no power, and I also started on the come up. I am currently 75 pages into this book and it's going really, really well. I have like these cute little bookmarks. I don't know, I just think that's cute. I also started A Fate Inked in Blood, but I'm only, let's see, 56 pages into this, and it's, to be honest, not going very well. It's not going too well. I don't know if I'm gonna like softy enough it. I don't know. I was just like falling asleep. So it could have just been me because I'm a sleepy girl. But I've not heard great things, so I'm scared. And then I'm also reading Fabric of Our Souls. It's kind of iffy. It's a dark romance. It's a little bit morbid. I don't know if it's going to be for me, but we're just going to truck along with this. Yeah, it's not going bad. I'm just like I'm still reading. You know, I'm only 29% in. So like I haven't really made it formed an opinion yet. And then I also started my Patreon book, which is The Veiled Kingdom, something like that. And I only got a couple pages into that because I need to start the vlog for that. But that's what I've been reading. Maid is literally everything. I love this manga so much. The only reason I didn't read volumes 9 and 10 is because I didn't own them. I had to buy them. So luckily they did a reprint of the series because for a while the series was like super hard to come by and like to find, but they did a reprint, so I ordered them and I'm really excited. Well, I ordered volume 9 and 10. So when that comes, I think it already arrived, but I really need to do a book haul. Anyways, I hope you guys are really enjoying this vlog. I will make sure to do another check-in soon. Here is the work fit. The dash of pink, you know, with my Draco. You can't see it, but it says Draco Malfoy on the back. Or it says Malfoy. Okay, bye! I just recorded a whole clip and the camera was turned around the other way. Anyway, I'm getting my ham and Swiss croissant, a little coffee, a little cold brew. I'm listening to On the Come Up. Also, look, so I have my nails pink and then my cup pink, and then also my shoes are pink, but you can't see those right now. Well, bet they're pink. Okay, bye! Hey, so I just filmed my June wrap up and wanted to update you really quick on my progress for On the Come Up. I'm now on chapter 15. So I'm on page 217. So I'm about halfway through and I'm really liking this book. So I obviously am not black, but there are still things in this book that I can find very relatable. Being on food stamps, just being poor, not having money for food as a kid is something that no kid should ever experience. But we're in America, and for some reason we can afford bombs for other countries. There are kids going hungry, you know, that kind of thing. And as a kid, I experienced that, like not having not having money for lunch, not having food at all for lunch, nonetheless, like other things that kids want, you know, experiencing that kind of thing. So she's talking about at the previous chapter, I think that I was reading, she was talking about having to go to this place, like pick up food, and how it was like embarrassing for her. And I just feel her pain a lot. Yeah, but it's really, really good. I got to the part where like one of her raps not like went viral, but it's picking up some traction and people are really liking it, and so she's like on the come up. So that's like the thing in the book is like what they call when someone is like heading out of, maybe it's like poverty or like just doing better for themselves, they're on the come up. So she's kind of like on the come up. And yeah, I really am enjoying this a lot. So I'm really glad I picked it up. The audiobook is so good. I'm really enjoying that. I really need to get something to eat. I'm pretty hungry, and then I have some work to do, and hopefully tonight I can get some reading in, because the only reading I've been doing was audio while I was like working and stuff. I just wanted to update you that I'm really liking On the Come Up and that I'm hungry. Oh, and then I also did an unboxing for my Patreon vlog. Oh, I'm so excited for that package. Like, I still can't get over it. Anyway, okay, bye. Y'all are currently sitting on my blanket. Oh, my lips are dry. Hold on. Okay, y'all. Speaking of lips, literally, this Summer Friday stuff, so good. Hold on. I'm just gonna focus. Okay, you can't really tell. Hold on. Let me just. Oh, so good. Love it. I just ate lunch. I'm thriving, you guys. I'm having such a good day. Oh my god. I unboxed all this on my Patreon, but like I forgot to smell it. And y'all, it smells so good. I'm gonna try and get used to, because I'm kind of new to planner. I'm a new planner girly. So I'm gonna try and get used to it. And by the time I start using my Lilo and Stitch planner, I'll be ready for it, okay? I'll be ready. I'll be weathered and versed in the planner world and how I like setting up my planner and stuff. So my Bridgerton planner is going to be what I'm using for the next year. And when that runs out, I'm switching over to this one. But like, it came with this cute little notebook. Like, it's so cute. And all the stickers and like this little like pen case. Like, I'm beheaded. I'm literally so happy. Also, I don't know if you can tell. Okay, I attached. Hold on, let me just show you really quick what I'm talking about. Okay, I attached this to my camera. This is my little Stitch backpack. Isn't it so cute? Okay, but it keeps my memory card and like my camera stuff in here, and then I clip it onto my camera. This is like a lifesaver to any other like YouTubers out there. If you misplace your camera stuff, like your extra USB or your cords or whatever, get you a little coin purse, okay? And then just clip it on your camera. And it's like so great. Anyway, I need to finish work. I just ate and it was delicious. I had 2 chicken wraps and some onion rings and a Diet Coke, and I'm thriving. Truly, I'm having such a good day. And I love that for me. Okay, I know I look crazy right now, but I'm towards the end of this book. I'm on page 296, chapter 43, and I just want to talk real quick, non-spoiler thoughts Up until, I don't think I ever explained this book, so let me just explain it real quick. These two people, the love interest, this is a dark romance. They're on Grippy Sock vacation. They're in a mental health facility, but it's like they're not forced to be there. They're choosing to be there. It's very morbid, and I do not recommend this book for people that are in a dark place, or like if it's got trigger warnings for all kinds of mental health things. Suicidal ideation, self-harm, like I don't recommend that you read this, but 46% in, it starts to get real interesting, okay? And then 75% in, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I'm confused. I was just like confused about who the love interest, I mean, obviously I know who the love interest is, but I'm like, who's this other guy, right? 90% in, I'm like, okay, this is getting good. I'm actually kind of invested. And specifically the 93% mark is whenever I was like, I'm sat. I am sat for this book right now. I know that sounds kind of crazy. You're like, Lachlan, you read 90% of a book and you didn't like love it. Yeah, I did. I was very like on the sidelines reading it. I was very like passively reading it. I mean, I was reading it, but I was kind of like on the fence as to whether or not I was entertained. I was like, am I entertained? Like, I don't really know, but I'm just gonna keep reading because it was like, it's kind of a quick read. So I'm like, how far? I'm reading on my Kindle, even though I own the physical. I'm 95% into this book now, and I am officially like, well, around the 90% mark. I was like, okay, I'm here. I need to know what happens. Because on the back of this book, it says, the fabric of our souls is a twisty, mysterious thriller nestled in the sorrowful embrace of a rainy mountain institution and its inhabitants. I would not call this a thriller. That is like way off. It's a dark romance that's like towards the end it has like a thriller plot-ish, but it's not a thriller, okay? It's just not a thriller. The whole like Marana had me on the edge of my seat. That's what the back of the book says. I am on the edge of my seat now, but it took 90% to get there. However, now that I'm there, I am like, I'm ready. I'm ready to finish this book. Like, I'm like excited to finish it. So there's that. Anyway, I got my self-care going on, my little face mask. This one, honestly, like, I don't love the smell of it. Probably because it's like better for my skin, because this one was like more expensive. I got this one at Ulta. It's got like hyaluronic acid in it. Anyway, I look crazy. Okay. I look like a serial killer in this thing. Anyway, let's continue reading because I'm invested. The spice is not necessarily like for me. Like, I didn't really care for any of the spice in this book, but everything else right now, I'm like, it's juicy. It's gotten juicy, and I want to know what happens. Okay, I just finished. And like, I really like the story. I think a lot of people will love this book if you like dark romance, and like if you like dark romance, because this has a lot of dark themes, deals with a lot of like dark mental health stuff. Also, the irony is not lost on me that I'm using a freaking Hello Kitty bookmark for this. It's funny. Yeah, okay. So I think overall the writing was not great. However, the story was actually so interesting to me. I don't know. I think it was just like really interesting, and I don't regret reading it. And I don't know if I regret owning it or not. Like, we'll see in a couple of months how I feel about like when I think back on the story. I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like it got pretty good. It had its moments, okay? I'm probably gonna give it 3.5 stars because it was good. But like, there were moments where I was like, this is a bit cringy for me. But yeah, there were just like certain lines that I was like, ugh, I don't know about that. But I'm really glad that I read it. I feel like it was a pretty quick read too. And this edition is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this was really good. I don't want to give anything away. If you like dark romance, read it and then let me know. Obviously check the trigger warnings. Like, there are trigger warnings in the beginning of the book, content warnings and stuff. So yeah, it's not gonna be for everyone. Just don't pick it up and then get offended and then get mad at me. Okay, just let's not do that. But like, look at the freaking pages. Hold on, let me just, like, look at that. I love that. But yeah, y'all have been warned. If you pick this book up and then you get offended and mad, don't come at me, okay? Because I'm trying to make it clear that this book is not going to be for everybody. Solid 3.5 star. The last portion of it was very, very solid for me. I was like, damn, I need to know. And like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to give anything away. I did see some of it coming because people's reviews are just, don't look at the Goodreads reviews because they give it away. Like, low key, I was like, not that shocked. I mean, I was shocked, but I wasn't. Just don't look at Goodreads because people just say too much and they're non-spoiler reviews. I'm like, I don't know. If you can read between the lines, you can know what people are saying in their review. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to maybe pick up the Veiled Kingdom for my Patreon book club. I probably need to take this thing off my face. Or I might start Spark of the Everflame. Actually, I might do that because I'm like dying to read that book. I should be reading my Patreon book though, but like, also I want to start another book. Yeah, I'm in the middle of 3 books right now. I'm actually in the middle of 3 other books. On the come up, The Veiled Kingdom, A Fate Inked in Blood. But I want to start another one, okay? Like, it's not my fault that there's so many good books out there for me to read. That's not my fault. I'm a victim of circumstance. Okay, I'm gonna go take this off my face and I'll talk to y'all maybe tomorrow. Bye.
I may not look it, but I'm a guardian of justice. You know me as the pretty guardian who fights for love and for justice. I am Sailor Moon. You're all heartless. All right, evil spirit. Are you trying to kill me? All right then. Moon crystals! What now?
Later.
Let's see, I am 50% into On the Come Up. I'm on chapter 20, page 268 on this book. A little bit more than halfway through. Obsessed with this book so far. Like, it is really good. Today, I'm working right now, but I want to do a little quick vlog update after work today. And my camera just died, so talk to you guys later, but I'm reading this. I just got home from work. I just ate my lunch and I've been listening to on the Come Up audiobook. And I feel like this book might get 5 stars from me because up until this point, I've been like, this is a solid 4-star book for me. Maybe 4.5, just because of how much like I do relate to it. But the pep talk that, well, not really pep talk, but like, I don't know what kind of talk you would call this, but her mom talking to her, like this whole conversation, I'm just like, oh my God. Obsessed. I just can relate a lot to Brie and like how she thinks. And it's funny because I was reading Goodreads reviews just this morning or last night or whatever, I don't know when. People were saying that Brie was kind of like unlikable and stuff, and I'm like, she's relatable though to me. Anyway, it's a really good book. I am going to go inside, finish some work, and then I think tonight we're going to the movies. I'm not really sure. Just wanted to pop in, say hey. I got shaved legs, my strawberry socks, and fresh bed sheets. Like, is there anything more glorious in the whole entire world? And a hot dog. Hello, time for a quick vlog update. So I finally finished On the Come Up. This book was really good. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 stars. I just feel like the ending was just a little bit abrupt, but overall I really enjoyed the story. I do recommend reading this. I can't believe I was gonna unhaul it before reading. I'm really glad that I picked it up. I don't know if it's one that I'll end up rereading because I wasn't like super obsessed with it, but there were scenes that I was like, dang, that's good. And then I started Rosemary for Remembrance, and I am 196 pages into this. This is actually a fan fiction. This copy was gifted to me by my friend Mel. She makes her friends fan fiction, like binds and stuff, like paperbacks, and it's a hobby of hers. So I don't pay for this. Just a disclaimer for anyone new to my channel, but this fan fiction, you guys, I am so obsessed with it. This is a Draco Hermione Dramini fanfiction, and it is so good. I love the dynamic. Oh my God. I have so many annotations. I love the characterization of them. That's one thing about Dramini, well, any fanfiction really, is like the characterization can be off, like their personalities, but this one is so accurate. Like Draco is such a little arrogant asshole, but like not in like a, I don't know. It's just like, it's almost like he's slowly being redeemed because he has like unlearned a lot of the things that he was taught as a kid. And then like Hermione, I love her in this fanfiction. It's so good. One thing I will say is the lack of Ron bashing is a little bit, I'm one of those people that I really like a Ron bashing in my fanfiction. So it's lacking that, but it's still so good. Like the Harry Potter vibes are there. Everything I love in my fanfiction, especially Hermione, is there. Like it's giving me 5-star feelings. I'm just like really obsessed with it. I literally, look at my tabs. I am just having a really good time with this. So I'm really glad that I decided to pick it up. This was like kind of like a mood read, but then also a buddy read with Mel and Hannah, and I'm just like really, really obsessed. And like the friendships, the development between her and the Slytherins. Okay, so yeah, let me tell you basically the concept of this one. So Draco has to work his way out of, he's like basically on probation, I think. And Hermione buys flourishing pots to like give her something to believe in and to like live for and to like do with her hands and stuff. And he kind of like hires himself on behalf of Hermione. And so he starts working for her to kind of like, it's like a thing of his probation. It's one of the stipulations or something like that. And so he's like working with her and they're working together, and it like the banter and just like everything and the slow burn. Oh my god, it's so good. If you, I feel like this would be a pretty good one if you've not read Hermione. This would be a good first one, I think, because there's some fan fictions that I read that I don't think would be a good first intro to Hermione, but I feel like this one might be a really good one from what I've read so far. I do want to finish setting up my annotation page. Like I want to like finish decorating it and stuff. I just haven't had time, but yeah, really enjoying this. And then one more thing, I did read Quicksilver like 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember if I vlogged it or not, but I gave that book 4 stars or 4.5 stars. I really liked it. I think it was fun. If you like romantasy, you'll really like that book. Just wanted to mention Quicksilver. The only flaw I think that book really had was there was a lot of showing versus telling and some like random info dumping. And it kind of reminded me of JLA's writing a little bit. So I would say if you don't like JLA, Jennifer Armentrout, maybe stay away from that kind of romantasy because it's probably just not going to be for you. But I thought it was a fun time. So I'm curious to see what book 2 is going to be like. But I'm not like dying for book 2. I did read that, but that was like 2 weeks ago, and I just don't think I ever mentioned it. And that's all my reading updates. So this past week I just haven't had a lot of time to read. Well, I have, but then like after work and stuff, I've been watching Bluey, which apparently I'm late to this train. I had never heard of Bluey before, and I don't even know, how did I find it? I don't remember how I found out about Bluey. I feel like I've kept seeing it somewhere. I'm not really sure. Either way, I've been exposed to it, and I was like, hey Jake, I really want to watch Bluey. And he even knew what Bluey was. He was like, oh yeah, my coworkers talk about that. He just knew what it was. He's like, it's that kids show. And y'all, it is so good. It's so like wholesome and funny, and like there were a few episodes I literally cried laughing at. They're so funny. Not every episode makes me like laugh like that, but they're like 9 minutes long, and it's just like pure joy. And literally I stay focused the entire time watching it. I don't know what that says about my brain. Literally loving a children's show, but yeah, so I'm obsessed with that. And so I've been working my way through that. I've been watching some booktube, but yeah, like I've just been very discombobulated this past week. So Rosemary for Remembrance is the only thing I've been reading, but yeah. Oh, and then also the friendship with Blaze. Oh my god, Blaze the Beanie. Blaze the Beanie. I love the redemption arcs for the Slytherins. I love it so, so much because they were Death Eaters as children, and it's like, as adults, they're like, no, that's no longer who I am. And I'm just, I love it so much. So yeah, anyway, making my way through this. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next, but I'm about to film my August TBR and a few other, oh shit, I need to, oh yeah, I finished The Veiled Kingdom. I need to update my Patreon vlog. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys whenever I have something substantial to say.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Welcome back to Love Island USA, and we have our first couples of 2020.
I'm watching season 6, episode 1 of Love Island. I started it, well, Love Island USA. I started it last night and I didn't finish it. It's a long episode. It's like a movie. Anyway, this season is supposed to be like one of the best ones. And I've never watched a full season of Love Island, but I'm excited for this one. Anyways, I read like 60 something pages of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone while I was on reading sprints with patrons. And yeah, this is what I'm doing tonight, watching Love Island. It's a vibe. I like it. I'm just chilling, having a good time, relaxing. Okay, bye.
12 seconds later.
Also, no spoilers, but so far, Leah is my favorite. I think she's so cute and funny. Rob.
Well, I mean, looks wise, she's doing great. But I don't
Also,
I don't know anything about it.
Koi. I don't know why it was so zoomed. Also, Koi is really cute,
No, I
but
don't get that impression. I like
anyway.
I got my man.
obviously when you like. Should we go clean it or?
I'm gonna wait and shower Kayla.
Oh, you didn't want my help?
Well, you can as well if you want.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't get these eyelashes off, so I'm gonna go take an everything shower.
Oh shit.
The cracking is not cute. Anyway, I am about to finish Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone reread, and it's Harry Potter's birthday today, so it's very fitting. Anyway, I don't feel good tonight. I'm like very sick, so I'm gonna take an everything shower and then go to bed. Night night. Hello. Okay, I'm ready to do a little vlog update. I just filmed a book haul and it was like literally so fun. Opening up all the packages that I've been hoarding. Like, I have the most fun doing that. It literally makes me feel like a kid at Christmas, and it's so fun. So anyway, I'm on that little high, that little serotonin high. I wanted to talk about the books that I finished this week. This week has been literally crazy. Like, the past 2-3 weeks, I have been in like a really weird mental headspace, but like, not necessarily a negative, I feel like just like a sensitive headspace. And this past week was like ultra difficult. Well, the past like 2 weeks with work, just going through some learning curves and some changes. Nothing bad, but just like change, you know, changes, you have to adjust to it. But anyway, with that said, haven't gotten a ton of reading done. I binged Love Island. First off, binged all, okay, I skipped the After Sun episodes, so it was like, I think 32 episodes I binged literally in like 3 days. It was nasty. Oh, it's so good. If you like trash TV, because it's only trash TV, it's my first season of Love Island that I have actually watched like by myself. I watched a few episodes with my besties in Minnesota in 2023, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. I can see why people like it, but I never like felt intrigued to watch it on my own. So anyway, that took up my headspace for a solid 3 days. I was literally like playing it in the background while I was working too. That was another reason why I was able to finish it so fast. But, and I did have to rewind a few times, but that's very entertaining. Okay, very entertaining. Anyways, so I did manage to finish Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone reread, and I finished it actually on Harry's birthday, which was July 31st. So that was a really cool thing. Honestly, just felt very comforting. I feel like I reread this pretty much almost every year. Well, I reread definitely a few Harry Potter books every year, and I just picked this up on a whim because I didn't know what to read next, like audio wise, and this was so comforting. Like, oh, it's just so nostalgic. This kid literally raised me. So anyway, I had a fun time with that. I also used my little Stitch bookmark that Romy gave me, one of my patrons. Thank you so much, Romy. I'm literally obsessed with this bookmark. But yeah, I did finish that, and that was on, what was it, like Tuesday? No, Wednesday? I don't remember. Okay, and then I finally finished my not my reread, my I finally finished Rosemary for Remembrance, and I tabbed, you guys, the tabs are crispy, like, ooh, my nails look so bad. Oh, they're crispy. They look so good. Okay, anyway. Yeah, this was so freaking good. So freaking good. This is peak Hermione fanfic. I would definitely recommend this if you don't want to pick up Manacled, or like if you don't have time to pick up Remain Nameless, or if you're like, Remain Nameless is very fluffy and Manacled is very like dark. So it's like different totally different spectrums, okay? But this one is peak Hermione. I feel like it's a really good option to start with if you want to get your feet wet into Hermione. It has really good summery vibes too. Like, I don't want to give anything away, but like, it eventually has good summery vibes. It's based around Hermione buying Flourish and Bots and revamping it. It's her thing. Like, it gives her something to hope for. It goes to a little bookstore, and Draco ends up working for her. So he's doing manual labor. Okay, it doesn't get any better than Draco doing manual labor. And yeah, there was a third act breakup, which I didn't love. I wasn't like obsessed with that, but it's still really good nonetheless. And then the lack of Ron bashing is a little bit disappointing, but you know, it's fine. That's one of the things, like, it's not a deal breaker. I would love a little bit of Ron bashing, but it's not gonna break the book for me. Now, there was a part where like Ron was extremely communicative and mature, and I literally, like, I annotated in it and I was like, Ron would never be this communicative and mature, but like, whatever. I would say read this if you're looking for kind of a slowish burn, because it is kind of slow burn. If you like tattoos, because tattoos are a big part of this book, and I'm a tattoo girly, okay? I have another tattoo appointment next month. Actually, no, this month. It's also found family, and it has queer representation, and also it has its steamy moments. So overall, this was a really good fan fiction, and thank you so much to my friend Mel for gifting me this copy. Very much love it. I'm obsessed, and I will definitely reread this one day. But yeah, that's what I have been up to the past week. Lots of self-care. Another thing, the poster wall will be coming back. I rearranged my room, so y'all are getting a little sneak peek. Stay tuned for that video. But yeah, the poster wall will be back. I've been watching Bluey, which is a very wholesome kids show. Children's show. The episodes are 9 minutes long, but I highly recommend watching it. Like, if you just, you know, if you like cute stuff, I think that you'll like it. So I was watching Love Island, rereading Harry Potter, a Hermione fanfiction. Yeah, Love Island also, one more thing and then I'll shut up about it, I promise. It kind of, I feel like I had this like self-realization that it's a character-driven show. I mean, I guess that's all reality TV. It's like character-driven, because there's not like, I mean, the plot is like them trying to fall in love. But I'm like, if you like character-driven romance books, I feel like you'll really get sucked into Love Island. Now, obviously, if you don't like trash TV, no, it's not gonna be for you. My husband would not watch it with me. He was like, absolutely not. Like, I made him watch part of the first episode. He was like, why? Like, this is trash. Like, this is like brain. I was like, yeah, that's why I'm watching it. Okay, let me live. I lived a lot with that show. My brain was turned off and I had so many emotions. Anyway, so if you made it this far and you want to let me know, go ahead and leave I wish there was a Lilo and Stitch emoji, but alas, there is not. Go ahead and leave an owl and a pink heart. I feel like that was kind of the vibes. A little bit of self-care girly, but then also had some Hermione Harry Potter. I don't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you do want more content from me, I have a Patreon, which, oh my god, literally rebranded my Patreon last night. I'm obsessed with it. The Cozy Coven of Witches. I have 3 tiers now. The first one is called Cauldron Blessed. The second one is Moonbeam. I love a moonbeam, okay? Who doesn't love looking at the moon and having, like, it's like the light that comes off of the moon. Okay, you will be the moonbeam to the Cozy Coven, okay? And then the last tier is witch. So if you want to be a little witch, which that's non-binary, by the way. I literally meant to say gender neutral, not non-binary. I'm an idiot. Please ignore me. Thank you. The only reason people are like, oh, witch is female is because of J.K. Rowling. Her books, she made them gendered because like wizard and witch or whatever. But like a guy can be a witch. It doesn't need to be gendered like that. Anyway, yeah, so a little bit off track, but here I am to close out this vlog. If you see me posting not weekly on YouTube, I need to slow down a little bit. So I'm still going to be posting every single month. It just might not be every week. Okay, just know that. I still love you guys. I'm still here. I'm still going to be making videos. But if you see me skipping some weeks, just know it's because I need to slow down and I need to like, if I need to be more present that week or if I need to just like take care of myself a little bit more, there might not be an upload. Okay. So anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.